Your meeting of the Stewart-Houston Industrial Park Board to order. And in your package, you should have received the minutes from last month's meeting. And you picked up bills here to be paid. If there's no questions about the minutes or the bills, so Vaughn, second. Fitzhugh. Have a motion second in discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, let it be saying aye. Aye. Motion approved. Okay. Business. You all should have received either by email or hard copy a proposal. You ready for that? I guess. That's what you got here.
I didn't do that.
Okay, which you want to do?
I don't know what I'm
Here. You want to do the note first? That's what I was just talking about, right here.
I don't know. I'm going to do.
Okay. Under old business, you all should have received a proposition about the easement from Kinder Morgan on the gas line going over to the new gas plant for TVA. I don't know how many of you had time to read it over. I just skimmed over it. I personally are not ready to vote on it. I want to read on it, and I've called I saw some things in there, and I'll just go ahead and tell you what I was thinking. I've called our engineer, Mr. Bob Warren, and asked him about the crossing, and gravel was not suitable with him about crossing. And so I've asked him to, he's going to meet, try to get a hold of them, their engineer, and see what, I would like to wait till he says about the crossing, and also the clause in there, 6 feet deep is great. Unless they hit rock. That's the Wells Creek Basin, as we all know. And there's rock from one end of it to the other. Might not be solid over there, but there is a quarry that a lot of us have worked at, an old quarry that's 195 feet deep, several acres in size. And I would like that cleared up. That not put it shallow if they hit rock, like a ram hole or whatever they're going to do when they construct it. That concerns me. Bob said if the crossing's not done right, if the concrete crossing is not done properly, it'll crumble. So I'd like to hear from him, and then I'll relay to you all on that. So I'm me personally, Cass Rye is not ready to vote on this last document we got. Any other discussion?
I'm sorry I was absent last meeting. I know you talked about the crossing.
I can't hear you, Randall. I'm sorry.
You talked about the crossing. What's the purpose of the crossing? Where it's located? There's nothing that can cross it, is there?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's what we talked about last meeting too.
That's what I said. I wasn't here.
Oh, that's right. You were trapped. I'm sorry. The crossing it was talking about is to come across their permanent easement to get to the Nolan track from the concrete plant, IMI, or the sewer plant. Did I ever think IMI would be down there hauling concrete with 2 batch plants to TVA? Now they're going to open up to selling concrete to the general public. And then did we ever think that the city of Aaron would need a new sewer plant? But they have. I just don't want us to get cut off, in my opinion. I only have one vote to get us to cut off and can't get across that without getting in trouble. Running over there. From personal experience, there's got to be a burn to get across it. But I think we need them furnish the crossing to our engineer specs, what they get worked out.
Okay. I mean, I've read it over. I don't see a lot wrong with it except the rocks. I do agree with that. It needs to go full 6 foot deep regardless of.
What about the depth?
6 foot.
Whether they hit rock or not.
With the rock's not even mentioned in the agreement. I could go for that.
Mr. Chairman,
Am I allowed to speak or not?
Yes, sir.
I think he'd like to clarify one thing on the rock.
Well, we're gonna let him.
You are? Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I was just making sure
Yeah, we
he's gonna
won't.
get a chance.
Yeah.
Just let him go ahead and talk, and he may answer my question.
Come up, Mr. Ford.
So Alan Ford with Kinder Morgan, the question was about the sentence that says, unless rock is encountered,
Yes, sir.
that's strike it,
That's what?
strike it, take it out. We talked to our project manager for this. I saw that too when I looked at this. This was drafted up as a standard agreement, but we will take that out, and when we formally present the actual easement docket for the counties to approve, it will not be in there. But for purposes of tonight, to strike it.
Well, we recommend to the two counties.
Yep,
Okay, what
Yep.
goes on in the park.
yep, yep.
So,
So that's, if that's an issue for the folks, we'll just take it out. Yeah, it'll be 6 foot, and if we encounter rock, what we'll do is we'll grind it down. We encounter rock all the time, so we'll just grind it down.
You'll be the first thing that's ever built down there that doesn't encounter rock, I promise.
I think it's anticipated that we will.
Huh?
Anticipated that we will. We are anticipating that, our engineers.
All right, before he sits down, anybody else have any questions?
I have a question, and that is that even under our control at this point?
What?
Is that even under our control at this point?
It's out of our control. I'm sorry.
Okay, the plot that he's looking at and where he's going to go across, all right, does it actually belong to the shipboard and industrial board?
It
Is
belongs
it still in the control of the counties?
That's right.
Okay, so we can't do anything unless we ask the counties.
We recommend to the two counties of what to do, and as long as I've been on this board, they've never done anything different than what we recommend to them.
But if they so choose, they could cut the deal with him.
Do what?
I said, if they so choose, they could actually cut the deal with him on the property.
But what I'm saying is that we normally recommend to the two counties what they do with it.
I realize that, but under the situation, if we keep putting it off, they're gonna have to have the property surveyor, so they're gonna go to the counties and say, look, if this is not done, we're gonna file for this, and they're gonna get it.
Are you saying he's gonna back up on what he's just told us?
No, but I think we could run into an issue. I mean, I don't see any problem with it, I'll be honest with you, as it is. I just can't see the easement being that big an issue.
You know, from the very beginning, the two counties created this Stewart-Houston Industrial Park Board to have control of the industrial park and to be agent for the counties for the purposes that are set forth in the agreement between the two counties. And now, I know nothing that's ever been done that wasn't recommended by the shipboard to the two counties. Now, that's not to say that it couldn't be done, but you'll sure be breaking a long number of years of precedent
And code.
to go around this board before you do it.
You've got the two mayors here, ask them how they feel about it.
Both of you speak.
I'll speak first, if you don't mind. Go right ahead. I'm actually not against you crossing the park, but if we keep, I understand what they're saying, I understand you, but we're almost like we're pushing against, you got your opinion, you're against it no matter what.
No?
I mean, you're pretty much saying you're,
No, sir, I'm not.
okay, well,
Maybe I can't explain myself.
okay, I didn't understand you then.
Okay.
But you don't even want to take a vote on it tonight, but send it to the county, to ask for the county's approval, so.
I just hadn't had time to look over it.
Yeah, I know,
He cleared the one issue about the depth. That's great.
Yeah, and I actually asked him about that myself. And they actually called their guy and they're taking it out. But I looked over it and I asked him about it, so, but
Is there a rush to do this?
Well, he's on a timeline, I know, I'm sure he's on a timeline, and, we had last month and we didn't get anything done, and it looks like tonight we may not get nothing done neither, so.
I just want to vote, Mayor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how to vote.
Thank you.
I'm just telling you that, let's quit dragging down good things in our industrial park.
Instead of the crossing with gravel, can you put any concrete to our engineer's spec?
I can't agree to that tonight. We're agreeing to gravel at this point. If that's something that the counties are insistent upon, we can discuss that. But at this point, you know, that's why we're burying it 6 feet in anticipation that there will be heavier equipment crossing it. But we're just filling in gravel at this point because there's nothing certain that's going to be crossing it.
There's another, how you access after you build the, I'm sorry, Mayor, go ahead.
Now, you just asked my opinion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know precedent, as Judge is saying, has probably not been said in this, but I would go back and say that this board is set to create industry for both counties to prosper. I think we would all agree on that. I know you guys would. You're not creating industry by running a pipeline across.
Right.
So therefore, I would definitely put it back in front of the legislative bodies of each county. It's their property. If there stands to be, I don't know that there would ever be money made, but I know that both counties, I know that I've talked with Mayor myself, we don't want to see any harm brought to the board. However, another clause in your bylaws or in your, I don't even know what exactly they're called,
Restrictions and covenants.
but it was talking about coming back and giving to the county also when you built up monies and things like that. That's in there. I would challenge you to read that. And also, precedence has never been set there. I don't know that this board has ever given money back to or did any community projects that I've ever heard of. I'm not saying you haven't because I'm 45 and this, I think
Not as far as I know.
right.
Any of you
But
all?
I mean, I'm just saying that's set. So if there's any money to be actually, or not money, let's say community projects that these guys would want to do, that needs to go before the legislative bodies. I'm not saying we don't respect everything you guys do, but this is a legislative body issue, not an industrial board.
Not of what, I'm sorry.
I don't think it's the industrial parks issue I mean, I actually might go as far, and I can't tell you how they vote. You might have a hard time getting that property, not putting industry on it from my commission.
But they don't want to.
I'm saying this board might have a problem acquiring the property from my legislative body, not putting industry on it.
Maybe I don't understand, but I didn't think we were even asked to do that.
Asked to do what?
For the Stewart-Houston to give us the land, the two counties. Might down the road, that's what I'm saying. If we cut that end off, I think it will hurt that track for future industry. I'm not talking about us asking for it now, to be put in the development board's name.
I think we have so many nice, beautiful tracks out here right now that ain't full. The last people in this board, when we're all dead and gone, is gonna be that little track over there we're talking about.
Well, I'm not gonna deny that.
No, I don't, I'm
Since
just,
I'm old enough to be your father,
I think without arguing and just being simple about it, it's in both the county legislative body's property. I feel like if it's not industry related, it needs to go back before them. That's my opinion. That's what I'm like.
What I'm trying to say to you, this project is not gonna create, the pipeline is not gonna create any permanent jobs. Just construction while they go through there.
Right.
And that's what I'm concerned about. And also fixing where we can cross it.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that I'm in here trying to take any kind of shortcuts or anything. I think the county legislative body would work with you guys and your engineers to make sure what's done to specs. The mayor asked about the 6 feet deep thing, and they had to go back and read it because I think they had already wanted it out of there. They said they've already set it to 6 foot, and the rock thing should have already been taken out. These are people that's going to be in our communities for a long time, partnering with us, And I don't think the industrial board itself should gain monetarily off of the county's citizens' property.
I have one question for you, please, if I may. You don't want to say anything more?
No, sir, I'm good.
The clause in the easement that you sent us first, about if that is running east and west, to the best of my ability, your pipeline.
Okay.
And when you get through with the permanent construction, I would like to see that clause in there taken out. You can access it anyway. I would want you to stay on your permanent easement to repair it instead of just coming across it.
So we have to stay on our easement.
Okay?
So we don't have ability to cross private property to get to our
Okay.
easement unless we have permission from the landowner or it's an emergency event. So all we have, once these temporary workspace reverts back to the landowner, the owners of the property, that's their property again. We don't have access to that anymore. If we wanted to have access in the future for additional construction work outside of our 50-foot permanent easement, we would need to come back and seek permission to do that.
Thank you for
We
answering
don't have
my
any further control over the temporary workspace once we are complete.
Okay. Thank you for your answer.
And there was a clause in there, and I asked you about it last time, you said you'd take it out,
Okay.
about that, about you could access it over any adjacent property.
Okay.
I have a question. On the concrete, is that something that you'd be susceptible to looking at if that's a major issue?
So if that is an issue for this board or for the county boards, what I would suggest is if we could get a move from this board to those boards or get acted upon tonight with some direction or preference, we can certainly look at that between now and the times of approval or review by the two boards, which are in May. And we are, as was previously mentioned, we are on a schedule. This project is scheduled to begin construction in October. We're 85% acquired on property now, and we have certain timelines that we have to meet for property acquisition to finalize those negotiations so that we know we're on schedule to have 100% acquisition by construction start in October. So that's why we're here tonight, and there is an interest in continuing to move the process along. But you know, if this is concerns that you have about specifics, we've been trying to address those. I think between the last meeting and now, we addressed one tonight with the issue related to the rock. I mean, that is a standard process, as I mentioned, for us we will keep it at 6 foot of depth, and we can address the additional gravel crossing if that's something that's a desire of this board or the other boards.
With you saying that, I'll make a motion we approve it with the concrete being looked at for the value to add to it for if it's a necessity, and get with Sid and our engineers into the county, and then send it on to the counties, and at that time you can talk with them.
I second that.
Who seconded?
I second it.
French, did you get his motion all right? You're welcome to sit down.
No.
I have a quick question.
Spurgeon?
Yeah, I have a question. I've been
Okay.
waiting patiently.
Mr. Ford.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting.
Mr. Ford, I apologize.
That's okay.
I should have been a little more assertive, I'm sorry. I just have a quick question. I'm not well versed in longitude and latitude, I know what they are. But, you have included in here that it's a 50-foot wide right-of-way easement.
Mhm.
What's the length of that easement? Do you know off the top of your head?
Across the property, it's delineated in the document, the attachment here.
Yeah,
So this is the length of the easement, which is 749 feet, roughly 750 feet.
perfect. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you. Motion second, any further discussion? No further discussion. Roll call vote.
Ready?
Yeah.
George,
Yes.
Brent,
Yeah.
Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Fitzhugh,
Yeah.
Grasky,
Yes.
Yes.
Vaughn,
No. 6-2.
yes, sir.
Motion carried. All right. Any other old business? Is this where you want to do the payoff? The resolution? Judge Benson's going to talk to us about the bank payoff.
Okay, now I've already stated that, the balloon note came due on the SPEC building in, February. And you all remember that, you voted to, extend that after an extension of the loan, which the bank did. And now they're ready for it to be either paid off or renewed. And the ID board doesn't have the funds to pay it off. Earlier, it's been some time back, the ship board and ID board had a discussion about it, that the ship board would go ahead and forward the funds for it to be paid off, or go ahead and pay it off. I'm recommending that this board purchase that note from the bank and be assigned all their rights in it, so that you'll be in first lien position on the property, just like the bank is now. And then any payments from the ID board on the note would go to the ship board as the ship board deems necessary.
Motion to do just that, Judge.
Sir?
Motion to do just like that.
Have a motion, Dorch, Vaughn, have a motion second, accept what Vice Judge Vincent gave us about this and the resolution.
Two questions.
I've got a resolution now. Y'all, this resolution needs to be adopted.
I'm sorry.
Blue passes.
You can answer one of them as you walk, Susan. DAEJIN up to date?
Yes.
What'd you say, Randall? I'm sorry.
Just, is DAEJIN up to date on the?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
So are they up to date on their payments? So they are up to date on their payments, that's a correct statement?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure them out a little bit. So they are,
Good luck.
are they up to date on their payments so they can liquidate everything? Or what's their, I mean, are they in complete default anywhere? I mean, they're not defaulting to the payments.
They're not in default with us.
But I wonder what their philosophy is here.
Why don't we do something? Let's vote this up or down and then we'll talk, okay?
Okay,
Is that, I mean, you don't want to say.
yeah,
We need to decide what we're gonna do about the note. And there's been a motion and a second.
well, I mean, we're in the discussion phase, but I mean, I
Okay.
do that.
I'm good.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Well, there may not be an answer to it, may not be an answer in this room here, but I'm just, well, I'm gonna support this, I think. And,
Well,
but I'm kinda wondering, what their,
I can
does
speak for
anybody know-
myself, I can speak for myself for this. I don't know anything about how much they owe. I haven't talked to the general contractor. I don't know anything about that other than DAEJIN is making the payments to us.
and, you know, we do have an attorney representing the board in that you know, y'all are aware of that, and, you know, we can speculate about what their intention is and all, and your speculation on it is just as good as mine or anybody else's, so.
That's a fair point.
And-
You know, I mean, I know we're not, I'm not talking factual or
And they're represented by the.
Oh, really?
The firm that has an attorney here.
Really?
He's part of the firm that represented by DAEJIN,
Okay.
correct?
So,
I assume so. I'm not involved in that.
He's not in, I don't think Mr. Murphy's involved in that.
I mean, Murphy, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
His firm.
You look like a Bradley to me, so.
That's confirmed.
Part of this resolution is that, the bank wants the money wired to them. And, they already have all the paperwork ready, and I've been working with them to get the appropriate paperwork to sign over to the shipboard, so the shipboard will stand in first lien position on it. And,
So question, so what that means is if we vote to purchase the note and then there's default, I mean, the property.
Well, it's not ever gonna be defaulted as long as the ID board makes a payment. The ID board is the creditor in this note. The ID board owes the money.
And DAEJIN pays ID board.
Yeah, and DAEJIN pays the ID board. And that's what the ID board's been using to make the payments on it with, and they'll continue making the payments as long as the shipboard thinks that's advantageous. And we may have some further discussions about that at some point, but right now, that's what's being done. Every month, the payment's being made, right? From as soon as you get the payment from DAEJIN.
Well, we haven't made a payment since we renewed it,
Because of the
because
review.
there wasn't a renewal.
I have a question for you, Judge.
Could I, let me
Okay, I'm
finish
sorry.
that,
I'm
before
sorry.
I finish what I'm saying. They need the money wired to them, so part of this resolution is that, the shipboard issue a check to, Traditions First Bank for the wire. And the amounts
So
are
we gotta
stated
change
in
that.
there, which is the payoff. And so-
We signed checks tonight for the payoff, paid out to Legends or what, so that was wrong, but that's what I was
Well,
gonna
it's
ask.
gotta be, they want the money wired to them,
Okay.
so, in
Maybe
order
a
to
little
get a
back.
wire, you're gonna have to make the check payable to the bank, that's gonna wire
We can do that now, can't we, after the meeting?
it.
Yeah, then the.
And that's in the resolution. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
No,
now I had to get-
no, that's good, I'm ready. Y'all ready to vote on it? Any more further discussion? All in favor of the resolution, judges, presented to us, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Also, in that motion a while ago, I need to transfer, be allowed to call the bank, transfer $1,800 tomorrow.
Plus the payoff,
Huh?
plus the payoff.
Plus the payoff.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Any new business? Anybody? I don't know where the county mayor's at, but I don't have any other new business. Motion adjourned. Spurgeon, Dortch, adjourned. Thank you all.
This goes in your meeting.